On this week's episode of RNT Fitness Radio, I speak to RNT client Baiju Solanki, who as of today's release has just turned 49 years young, is down 20 kilos and is in the shape of his life, having just completed a photo shoot to mark the occasion. I love it when someone like Baiju comes along as he puts all excuses to bed. Despite balancing being a father to 3 boys, running a thriving business, speaking all over the country, and being on the cusp of 50 years young, he's managed to completely transform his body and change his life this year. Incidentally, he was our first joiner of 2019, as he decided to mark the new year and start the year right by signing up at midnight and making a commitment to himself to transform. Fast forward 10 months, and he's hit his first checkpoint, and in today's episode, we talk about his why behind starting and the benefits he's experienced as he's worked through the different phases. We then shift gears and talk about his 3-step process to changing your game for the better, why most people fail to achieve their goals, and why time and being busy is an excuse. Given his extensive experience in mindset coaching, there were some real golden nuggets here anyone can apply to take their life to the next level. I hope you enjoy this one.
How did you find the writing process? What was your sort of style? Do you write in the mornings, evenings? How do you do it?
Yeah, so what happened, the first 25,000 words took me 9 months. I was like, there's no plan. When I felt like it, I wrote and all the rest of it. And then me and Joe and Lucy were speaking. And then she goes, look, when do you want this out? And I said, at this date, by Christmas, whatever. She goes, look, we need it by same night. We need it here for us to do what we need to do. So there's the second 25,000 words I did in 3 months. And what I basically did, I woke up, this is what I'm going to do next time now, is I woke up at 5:30 and then got ready and then got to my computer at 6 o'clock. And then I put my music on. I researched 15 minutes about what I was going to write about. And then from 6:15 to 7, I just wrote. And I made sure I wrote between 500 and 1,000 words. No edit, no grammar check, nothing. Just I used Grammarly just to type it out and then saved it. So I did that for 30 days and got 30,000 words done. That was it. So I got it out of the way.
You just got to find that rhythm, really, right? Okay, so the countdown is on.
Countdown is on. 2-3 days. I've got my little grid here. 4 days. Tuesday. Man, this last 3 weeks have been unreal. What clicked for me, I had this little grid, right? It's got 49 days on it. And then going to the gym, 49 days, for all the rest of it. And then I woke up one day and I looked at my grid, 21 days. All of a sudden, it's like 3 weeks. And I switched. My head just went, right, that's it. Before I was strict, but, the odd one little digestive or one little finger, just like whatever, right? Just to break it. I thought, no, that's it. I'm done. 3 weeks countdown. And I've just been just so on it. Mindset, food, water, steps, everything. And there's no cravings. I'm not even wanting anything, right? So it's not as hard as I thought it would be. And then literally in the last 3-4 days, the body's, I don't know what's happened. It's just tightening. And suddenly the abs are starting, and I've gone down, like first time I broke 65, I'm at 64.6 today, kilos. And the comments I'm getting out of this world. I went to this event yesterday, Akash, right? A guy called Bob Barker, mate, networking, pretty, 50s, whatever. Went up to him and he went, wow, look at you. And he goes, well, there's something about it. He goes, you've always had the chat, but he goes, do you know what? You look very attractive. That's what he said. This is Robin, a 55-year-old bloke. And you look very attractive. I went, what? Wow. So I can't think of the word, but yeah, that's the word. So yeah, no, it's just insane.
Brilliant. And what did you start off at?
83 kilos.
Wow. So almost 20 kilos clipped off.
Yeah. And then when you think about how heavy is that, but when you get a dumbbell 20 kilos, bloody hell, that's like, how I was carrying that around. Man, the thing is, again, like no one ever said I was fat. No one ever said I was overweight. But like, yesterday, this event, this girl went, well, what's happened to you? You're different. You've lost weight. You weren't fat, but you've lost weight. What's gone on? I said, well, yeah, I'm just eating sensibly, moving a bit more, having a bit of a structure. She goes, yeah, no, you look good. You're very chiseled like this. So, no, it's fantastic.
Brilliant. Yesterday I was Googling you. I just typed in Baiju Solanki. And I thought, let me have a look at what I see. clicked on Amazon and then saw the little profile picture, Amazon author.
Yeah.
And I thought, blimey, you looked like that before?
I know.
Like, it's only now, I know you now. And I think, wow, I could barely recognize you.
I know, and that's what people say. And what's the astonishing thing? No one ever said you were overweight or said, babe, you know what, you're putting a bit of timber on, you need to look at yourself. None of that. Because I mean, 42 chest, whatever. And I was right. Yeah, the face was a little bit round, but it was all right. Then I look at, oh, pal, you're overweight with this or that. Not, I'm okay. And I didn't start this thinking, oh my God, I've got a health scare or anything. It was like, go on then, could I? Because I saw, like you say, Suraj did it, a good mate of mine, didn't know Dickers, and Ash, who I saw on the plane, and then Dylan, who's my cousin, and it was like 3 things. Okay, well, could I? Oh, let's give it a go. Just that was it. So 2-3 months, let's give it a go, and then And then I started losing weight. I thought, okay, this is not as hard as I thought. The first 2 weeks was hard in terms of habits and cravings. I had a habit of biscuit and tea in the evening, habit of a couple of bags of crisps in the afternoon, that sort of thing. So my main meals were okay. And then Kunal always said, like, just portion control and this and that. It's still, you don't have to eliminate foods, just be sensible. And I thought, okay. And the first 2 weeks, I was like, oh, this is... And what really turned it for me is, when you do the meal plans on a Sunday. So the first week, I literally cooked like 7 meals. And
I remember that.
Right? And I thought, I've got this down. Sweet potato, broccoli, chicken, done. By that Wednesday, I'd do my head in. I was microwaving these things. I thought, I can't do this. I said, if this is going to work, I've got to look forward to my food. I've got to find a way. So I just said, right, okay, if you're going to do this, you've got to find a way to make sure you cook fresh every day. And I asked Dylan, he goes, Dylan goes, I just cook, whatever time I get in, I cook fresh. I said, right, that's what I'm going to do. So I thought, right, I could do that. And then the first time I cooked fresh, I posted it on the group, got comments, and that was a motivation as well. Right, I want to post it, so I'm going to cook fresh. Then, again, the first couple of months, kids were like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, whatever. But then they started eating what I eat, so it wasn't an issue. So now it motivated me just for my stuff, and they wanted to eat as well because it tasted good. And for me, knowing I could look forward to my evening meal meant I didn't graze during the day. There was no, do you know what? I want to enjoy that meal in the evening. I knew what I was going to eat. I knew portions. So and my cooking got better. And
you got the name Chef Baiju.
Oh, apparently, yeah. Chef Baiju, Master Chef, all the rest of it. I never cooked really properly in my life. But then I looked at normal recipes. All right, let me readjust that. Instead of putting normal oil, I just, readjusted little things on the ingredients. So it still tasted right. And like aesthetically, it looked great in just smaller portions. And that was it. And just enjoying it. So yeah.
So before we go into the journey, let's talk about why you started. What was your essentially your trigger, your spark? What sparked you into beginning? So
I know Suraj Soda from out the entrepreneurial business world, right? And he obviously went through some personal tragedies, and he sort of said, like, I need something to focus. And he tells a story about how he met you, and then he started. Then I saw him, literally, again, you wouldn't think he was fat or overweight, but as soon as you saw his transformation, I thought, wow, he looks really good. Again, I thought, that's for you, not for me. I remember one time I met him for lunch. And I said, let's meet for lunch. He goes, we can meet for lunch, but I've got my strict diet, so I won't be eating. And in my head, I went, do yourself a favour, have a day off. That was in my head. So we went there, and I had my coffee and maybe a sandwich, and he ordered his little, spinach and thing. And that was that. And then Dylan was on the programme, right? Again, cousin technically he's my nephew, but, in India, everyone's a cousin, right? But he is related. And again, with him, he had some business stuff going on. He goes, I did it because I wanted to do it for me. That was his thing. So that was 2 people. And I thought, okay. And then I tell the story. I was traveling to India on Christmas, December. I was going on this yoga meditation retreat. And then, when it's cruising in the sky and you can walk around the plane, there was a guy standing there, and he had this little jacket on. And on the jacket, it said Dream Candy Promotions or something, Productions, it said. And I thought, what's that? Asian guy. So I went, is that your company? And he goes, yeah. He's like, yeah, like that. And I went, I said, what is it? He goes, yeah, I'm going to do film production. I said, all right. So I said, look, I'm looking for a film company. I said, where are you based? He goes, I'm based in London. Oh, okay. And we got chatting a bit. And then he does like weddings and stuff. It's Ash Siani, right? And then I said, oh, where are you going? He goes, me and my family were going to Gujarat. And I just said then, oh, I love the food there. And he goes, yeah, but I won't be having much. I went, no, why not? You're on holiday. Because no, I've got my protein bits. I've been on this thing for 6 months. I'm not going to screw it up for a couple of weeks there. And I said, what are you doing? And he started describing it. I thought, hang on. I said, Akash, He went, yeah. I said, RNT. He goes, yeah. I said, is that what you're doing? He goes, yeah. I said, what? I said, you know Dylan? He goes, I know Dylan. And all of a sudden, we started knowing all these mutual people. And then, and I thought, there's something in it. There's 3 people now. There's something in it. So while I was on my break, I watched a lot of YouTube stuff like Sadhguru and motivational stuff. And then there's one video came up. And I always have this mindset of, look, I'm not scared of death. If you die, you die. And I see people who are healthy drop down dead. I see people who are unhealthy live to 100, right? So that was never a motivation. I didn't think I was overweight. I was a little bit plump, but nothing. And I had no real health scares. But this one video I watched, and this one video said, the reason to keep fit and healthy is so you don't nurse illnesses later in life. And that cut through me. I went, do you know what? I'm going to be nearly 50, 49 next birthday. I don't want to be popping pills. I don't want to be inevitably getting diabetes and all the rest of it. So then I thought, right, that's it. I've got to do something. So then I just looked at your website again. You know, I was obviously following you on Instagram. I don't know if you recall, I messaged you on Instagram, I think 28th of December or something. We had a quick chat on Instagram and you told me, how's it work? Because, yeah, we do the program. We take we do like, we get all your details, find out what your goals are and aims, and then we create a personal program for you. I thought, great. And then that was 28th of December, I remember. And then New Year's Eve, a date 30th, I said, right, I'm going to do it. And in my head, because of the time difference, I thought, right, when it's midnight in UK, which was 6 o'clock in the morning in India, I was going to sign up to be your first 2019 client. I don't know if I was, but I was. Yeah, so I'll be your first 2000. So that's what I did. I literally went on there, picked the package, bang, done. So that was it. And then so that was obviously the 31st or 1st. And I was coming back to London on the 3rd, and I started the thing guys review on the 5th.
From a New Year's Eve party. And then as you do, you know, you might, I woke up a couple hours later. I thought, let's see if there's anything in the inbox. And I thought, Baiju Solanki, bang on midnight on the dot or something. It was something like really close. And I thought, you actually did it.
Yeah. So I literally on the day before I decided, I thought, I'm not going to sign now. Let me be the first one on the 31st or whatever. And the time difference worked out because I woke up. Because I was on this meditation retreat, so I was waking up early anyway. So yeah, that was that. And then that was it. And the first before photo was taken in India at my cousin's house. And he took it like that, right? And I thought, yeah, I'm a bit overweight, but I'm all right. And that was it. Then for me, it was just like, right, now I've committed, just get on with it. Don't complain, get on with it. I committed initially 3 months, just get on with it and see what happens. And I wasn't going to, the work that I do, coaching, training, entrepreneurship, I'm very much about don't try and overthink it. Don't try and, you might know a little bit. Knowing a little bit is dangerous because then you think you know everything. So I thought the little I may or may not know about health and fitness or the rest of it, put aside. I've signed up to these guys, right? Just trust the process, follow it, and then assess how it goes. And that was it. So then literally, I think I spoke to you and then Kunal. You sent me the program and then got on with it.
How did you find the initial clean the palate phase?
That's like I said, it was really hard. It was really hard because, you're used to, what you don't realize is the number of calories that you consume in between meals, right? A biscuit's 50 calories, pack of crisps, 100 calories. And you could do 1,000 calories just by grazing during the day. So, and I thought, my main when I had my lunches and meals, I was very conscious. I thought, no, I'm going to choose the healthier things. So although my meals are fairly healthy, they weren't portion controlled. So again, the calories are up. And plus the in-between little bits, I was probably consuming 2,500, 3,000 calories without even sniffing. So no wonder. So then it was hard the first 2 weeks, but like I followed your protocol, get your meal prep done. As I said, it didn't work for me. So I spoke to Dylan. I said, what do you do? Just cook every day. So I thought, okay. I'm not going to use, I'm late at work, I've got clients, can't cook. No, I'll make it work. I have this very philosophy, you make it work. You find a way, you make it work. So I made it work. So I made sure I bought the ingredients on a Sunday. So I thought I've spent the money. So then I cook on a Monday, cook on Tuesday. I knew Thursday was very hard. So I made sure I adjusted what I had. And that was that. And then I learned probably 5-6 weeks in this thing about buffering. I think I heard one of your podcasts. What's that about? Yeah, you sort of delay. And the one thing that works really well for me is delaying like breakfast. That was a game changer for me because then I could easily not eat anything till about 10, 11, which was great. So that meant that I didn't need to have that mid-afternoon snack and I didn't feel hungry or craved. And I could easily go on to the afternoon to have my mid-snack, which would take me to dinner. So the first 2 weeks was hard, but literally for me, the way I think, as soon as I've clicked into something, my pride will keep me going. I don't want to give my coach an excuse. I don't want to ring up Kunal and say, oh yeah, no, I was really busy this week. I was doing this, I was doing that. Because that is more for me just to think. So that's why the checking in as well worked really well. I just, there's a couple of times I was late, but I always checked in. I might have been late, but I was always checked in. And yeah.
What do you say to people who have got a lot of things going on? You're running a business, you've got kids, you're busy, all of these sorts of things, and they do that. They use the time excuse. They can't make it happen like you have, and they can't flip the switch. So what do they need to do in order to flip the switch? One
thing I say is I don't have the word busy in my life. What's busy look like? Show me busy. Like you might say, right, today I woke up this morning, I had a day playing my book, I had a podcast this morning, then I went to see a client, then I've got to do my training, then I'll prep my food, then I'll go and see my relatives, whatever. Your day's occupied. I'm never busy. I'm just productive and effective. I make my day work, right? So then when people say to me, I'm busy, I say, well, no, that's not a priority. So don't complain now. Stay overweight, stay unfit, but don't complain that you haven't got time to do the food or do the training, but then say, oh, why I haven't got the results. Do one. I'm not interested. Now, I love excuses as much I can destroy them. So I don't even buy into the story of, well, you could fit it in then. I get you've got kids, right, so work it. Don't complain. Say, okay, how do I work it? Could you, in theory, work with your partner to make sure, okay, I can do my steps at this time because I've got to put, my son to bed or my daughter to bed or I've got to pick up school. Great. Okay, so what I do, one of the things that I did, I thought, how am I going to get my steps in? Right, I literally don't buy a travel card now. So because I live in Southend, I travel into London and then I just walk. So I adjust my meetings so I know I have at least time to walk between. So I have a lot of meetings around sort of Euston area, King's Cross. I walk from Liverpool Street to there, which is about 2.4, 2.7 miles, right? I know it. Takes me about, just on a brisk walk, just under an hour. So I just make sure I get the train earlier to allow that time. So little things like that, just make it work. So when someone says I'm really busy, I say, oh, well, do you know what? You're not that important that you're that busy. So get over yourself.
Yeah, I love that. I love when you heard you say that you were telling someone about the busy versus productive, and I love that whole thing. So I just wanted to bring it up for you to share insights on that. And you mentioned something about priorities and making yourself a priority or making the process a priority. What were you doing before that potentially was leaving you making yourself less of a priority?
In the context of this journey?
Yeah, in the context of this, what got you to the position you were in?
Well, like I say, I didn't know I was unhealthy. I didn't know. No one ever said you're fat. No one ever said you're overweight. No one said I never went to I went to the doctor, but they never said, listen, potential diabetes, potential this, you need to do something. I had a bit of a cholesterol problem, but it wasn't severe. It was like the way they positioned it as well, because you're Asian. It's not because you're a lifestyle. That's the reason you got cholesterol, right? So there was never an outside indicator to say, look, if you don't do something, you're not going to have a heart attack. Now, having said that, there is history of heart disease in my family. My dad had a bypass, a few uncles. So there was loads of little signs, but there were Asian signs as opposed to my lifestyle signs. So I didn't know, and I trained, I did boot camps before, but I had this stupid phrase, and I feel embarrassed about it now. I said, I keep fit so I can eat shit. Right? I had that phrase, right?
Right there.
Yeah, so I keep fit so I can go and have a burger and go and have some loads of fish and chips. So because I keep fit, but then because you don't know the full psychology, actually it's just defeating because you're not doing anything. So then it became a tick box going to a treadmill. Oh, I've done something. I went to the gym, tick box. Didn't do anything. He just went and did a bit of treadmill, threw a bit of weights, but didn't have any effect. And that really hit home when I started doing your training because we have to send in the videos. And very early on, can I slow down? Or he said, he goes, I see you doing the reps, but you're just trying to get through the reps as opposed to really doing the reps. And then when he said to me, actually drop the weight, slow down, I thought, I've got permission to do fewer reps. Oh, wow. Okay. I've got permission to go lower. And then there was another time, well, how do I, it's just like, and if your form drops, drop the weight. So get more important to form as opposed to trying to go to 20, 30, 40 kilos just from an ego point of view. And then I thought, okay, that makes sense. And when you look around the gym, you think, wow, there's a lot of people here just doing it for ego because if that's what Kunal was saying is true, that guy's ain't doing nothing because he's swinging like a freaking banshee, the way. So it was a massive education for me to understand actually less is more, but deliberate consistent action. And if you think about it, it was the same exact message I give my clients in the business context. Deliberate action. Like I do a lot of social media training, small, deliberate actions every day, as opposed to one big, massive wave of content. And just be deliberate about it and be intentional. Be intentional, be deliberate, be in the moment, do the thing for doing the thing's sake, as opposed to getting it to the end. And then my training, if you ask Canal, my training probably from weeks 4 or 5 onwards was massively different, because I didn't go in there thinking, I just want to get through these reps. I was right, okay, I'm doing 6 reps here, I'm doing 8 reps at a certain weight, okay. And you literally feel it in your body. You think, oh, actually, you know what? The tightness is there and the fatigue is there because you're working the muscle.
At what point did you realize that your body was changing, you were feeling better? Because before you said you didn't even realize anything was wrong. At what point did you think, what was I doing all this time?
There was 2 points. Well, I don't know about what I was doing all this time because I didn't know, but there was 2 points whereby I reckon when I lost about 7-8 kilos, people started commenting to me. Oh, but what are you doing? All right, you're losing a bit of weight. I said, oh, okay, yeah. Because my face was noticeable first, but my body, I still had a bit of a belly and there was still like there, so I didn't notice it much. And then in my head, my own personal goal, irrespective of what I said to Kunal, was 10 kilos. And I lost 10 kilos on 97 days. I remember it. 97 days, I lost 10 kilos. Because in my head, I had a personal target within 100 days. And I was like, waxing limit. I thought, wow, I did it. 73 kilos alive. And I've used this app called VSync, so you can sort of measure that. And you can see, if you go back on my journey, you can see that the next week it's gone up. My weight's gone up because I sort of slacked a little bit. Oh, it's all right. I can have a bit more rice, a bit more chicken, have a couple of crisps here and there. And I thought, but I was still doing the training. And then I didn't feel great. And then that was the point. I thought, hang on, my body's changing here. I'm liking it. Don't abuse this now. And we had another conversation with Canal and I said, right, what's the next goal? Because you need another goal. Because I said, oh, I'm not sure. And I think when it was the social, I can't remember what the social was at that time. Right, we're going. And again, the photo shoot thing is not, that's not me in terms of that kind of photo shoot. And he goes, we're going to get ripped. I said, no way, don't happen. And then I think at your social, whenever that was in the summer, I said, right, do you think I can be ready in 3 months or 4 months? Yeah, if you do the work, we can be ready. And I thought, okay, we're going to do it. And then that was that. So, and I did a before and after photo in May. So that was 5 months in. And I shaved my top and I saw the difference there. And what was really, I showed a couple of people and they were like, fuck. They were like, wow, there is a difference there. And that was the point I thought, God, Baiju, you weren't in great shape before.
How did you feel?
Oh, top of the world, just great. Because it had the other part of it is whether it's coincidence, whether it's the universe, whether it is everything else in terms of my business stuff, personal relationships, just improving. I wasn't doing much different things every day business wise. However, things were starting to land. More opportunities will come in. The conversations seem to be more productive. My balance, I was so calm. I feel especially the last 4 months, I send people this week, I'm just calm. I'm just so balanced, right? I'm not worrying. When things aren't working out, it's not working out. It is what it is. When things are working out, not over exaggerated, that's what's supposed to happen, So yes, I celebrate, but I just feel balanced. And I think because I actually love going to the gym now. I love going to the gym because I'm thinking I'm going there. And also, I don't know about you, I go to the gym called Exercise for Less. And I go in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, in the weekdays. On the weekends, I get there about sort of 9, 10 after yoga. And you see the same people. And the people you see are the serious ones. Right. And then on Sunday morning, it's like packed. Right. And I sometimes have to go in the evening. I don't like going in the evening and it's packed. Right. And what's really strange is the people who run the gym, the people that are the other PTs, the way they greet you is different. Right. They greet the serious goers just there's a little bit of a nod.
Yeah, I know that.
There's a little nod. There's a little wink how they greet you compared to maybe sort of the mood dependent ones. And then I started getting that kind of greeting sort of from May, right? Because there's a pattern there. They know They come in every day, and they go in there, they do their 45 minutes. It's none of this like, oh, let's do 2 hours of treadmill, then 10 hours of weights, and then let's do a Pilates class and all the rest of it.
Do you ever feel any sense of overwhelm or intimidation in the gym?
No, because I don't know whether that's just my own makeup. Because I thought I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I don't want to be a beefcake. So there was no sort of comparison. And because I got the routines from you guys, for me, is like, okay, by doing that routine, I'm doing what needs to be done, as opposed to, oh, that person's doing 10 sets of something else. I've never did that exercise. That exercise is not in my sets. Hang on, the experts told me just do these sets, so it was all right. So I didn't feel like, oh, I'm not doing that kind of press. And then I've got shoulder injury, so very early on there was a few exercises that I couldn't do, and I came back to you guys. Okay, well, let's just adjust that. So for me, going into gym has never been intimidating. I never overwhelmed. So I don't really have this comparison thing. So that wasn't really an issue for me.
Yeah, I mean, you strike me as someone who's really, like you said, you're balanced and you've got your shit together, really, and which is good because that's what you're all about in your business and your book, which is called Change the Game, Change Your Game.
Yeah.
And you talk about 3 key parts of this makeup that someone needs to have in order to accelerate in their life, no matter what it is. Do you want to explain what these 3 parts are and how people can essentially change their game and create this sense of balance and urgency to make improvements in their life?
Yeah, sure. So some context around that. I left my corporate job 12 years ago, 2007, to start my job. And literally I start my coaching training business. And I had no strategy. It was literally, someone told me, let's go and network. So I went to every networking event, and my force of personality enthusiasm probably got me my first load of clients. And it was very much feast or famine. It was like I was networking, taking lots of action, no real strategy. I had a very strong mindset and got clients. And then there was a time where I wasn't getting clients. So the last 4 or 5 years, I looked at other business and there's talent, and being good at the thing wasn't a determinant of growing a great business. Because I saw people who weren't great at the thing, whether it's coaching, training, whatever, but they were running great businesses and vice versa. So I thought, what's the difference? What is the difference? And I used to go a lot, I do a lot of personal development. I've been Tony Robbins, I've done Landmark, I've done loads of personal development. And when The Secret was released in 2007, that was sort of everybody sort of went on this bandwagon. But I went to personal development events and there was the same people there, but then when you see their lives, it's still not great. So why aren't they applying the thing, this whatever strategy? And I thought, what's the missing ingredients? And when I started writing my book, I said, what makes success? And there was 3 games I identified. Number 1 is the inner game. So your mindset. Like we talk about this fitness thing, right? Everybody knows what to do. Move more, eat less rubbish. But the reason people fail is because they haven't got the right mindset. And mindset, what is that? What does right mindset mean on the court in real life? It means you've got discipline, you have focus, you have zero tolerance, and you have a standard. That's what it looks like on the court. So I've got a great mindset. Well, what does it look like on the court? Does great mindset mean, well, no, you have the snooze button 10 times? No, that means you haven't got a great mindset. Don't say you've got a great mindset and then don't have the action or strategy that follows it. So I talk about in the game, the inner game, the mindset stuff. And then the other way you change your game is what I call the game plan, which is the roadmap on strategy. So you know what the end destination is. So what's the roadmap? How are you going to get there? So if we went in a car, sat-nav, drive from here to Newcastle, it sets out the route. However, when you start driving, the route might adjust because there'll be obstacles or incidental things. That's what life happens. You readjust. You gave me a plan to do my routines or exercises. Within the first couple of weeks, my shoulder's not great. Okay, we need to adjust that. There's no point in doing that exercise through bravado. We need to adjust it and mitigate that. And it gets same in business. So what's strategy and what's the roadmap? And then the third game is the outer game, which is the actions. But more importantly, the consistent and persistent actions you take every single day. And again, so if you think about your formula, you say to people, right, get your mindset right, because there's going to be challenges. There's going to be times where you want to sort of not go gym or eat rubbish. So you've got the right mindset, and like your check-in system and your reporting helps them with that, with the coaching. You give them a structure, right? This is your meal plan. This is what you eat and don't eat, and this is your fitness plan. So do that every week, and then every Sunday, just check in, tell us where you're at. Did you fail on this? Did you keep it? So there's a game plan. And then it's up to the individual every day, consistent, persistent actions. Do your steps, doing 10,000 steps once a day and then say you've done it. No, it's not. It's the accumulation of those things. And it's the same in any fitness, business, relationships, life. Get your mindset, have a roadmap, strategy, take action. It's not, and then it's about adjusting those.
And of those three, where do people go wrong most?
Mindset. Because I tell you, people say to me, my mindset's great. I said, where do you fail? I procrastinate. I don't take action. Why don't you take action? Not sure it's the right thing to do. It's a mindset issue. It always comes back to mindset. I can't see someone who's succeeded where their mindset isn't great. Now, you might argue, some people say, okay, if I take an action, even through bravado or just through sheer bloody mindedness, that will give me the confidence to carry on. I get that. So the action itself will give you more confidence, which adjusts your mindset. Great. So take the action. Or you might say, well, unless I have a plan, that gives me confidence to take the action. So I need a plan. That means I improve my mindset. But your mindset needs to be at a certain stage to be disciplined to create the plan. So I'm not saying that it always takes a mindset. Mindset is like I would say the underpinning. All right. The strategy and the action will determine how strong the underpinning is. So if you've got a great underpinning, the strategy and actions will become easier to implement. If the underpinning is loose or a bit fragile, when the structure comes in place, follow it. Someone says, oh, I got busy, Akash, or I did that routine, but I didn't feel right. Right, so the underpinning is a bit loose, so now you're using a real life excuse to tell me the strategy is wrong. So that's the way I look at it. So I always, when someone says they haven't done something or achieved something or they've failed at something, I look at the excuse and look at the story of their mindset that gives me their rationale for the excuse. I deal with that.
Is this to do with the why and the why behind the why?
Massively, yeah. Because if your why is loose, you've got nothing to hold on to. So, because guaranteed, whatever you're trying to achieve, you will fail along the way. Guaranteed, right? In the context of this sort of in the RNT journey, the failure is you either don't do your steps or you binge out and eat some rubbish food. So then it's like, okay, you failed it. You can't change your past, but don't lose that as there's no point now. I just carry on. No, you stop that, readjust, don't feel guilty, go again, you reset. So now if your why is strong, the reset's easier. Because you know what you're aiming for. Because the why often is intangible. It's over there somewhere. That's why, that's it. When the why is loose, then what do you hold on to? Like there was one time, I think I was listening to Hitman Nathan on Facebook Live, and he talked about this thing about don't worry about daily weight adjustments. You might be really disciplined for 2 days and all of a sudden it's gone up. And you're thinking, what's the point of doing this discipline for weight? But he goes, look at the weekly average. Okay, so don't worry if 1 or 2 days it goes up that you didn't expect it to go up. Look at the weekly average. I thought, I get that. So it's the bigger picture. So then you understand when your why is solid, incremental failures in between don't hold as much weight.
That's brilliant. And when you see your clients, you see people around you, what is the biggest roadblock people have in achieving their goals or related to their mindset? What is the roadblock that keeps coming up all the time?
There's three. Number one is their own self-worth. They don't have an intrinsic belief. They might have a bravado outward belief. Yeah, I'm really good. But there's an intrinsic, I'm not sure whether I could. So what they're scared of is they play full out and they still fail. Where do I go now? But the perception is they don't. Then they think they're playing full out, but they're not. Second thing is
with regards to self-worth, where do you think that comes from? When people,
it could be a whole host of childhood issues. It could be a rubbish boss. It could be mum once said, you're rubbish, and it stuck to them. It could be a whole host of things. That's a whole different episode in the terms of that. So it could be it serves them because by having that sense of low self-worth, they can play small. And if I can play small, I can never fail. Yeah. But then you don't have the euphoria of life. You don't have the moments of wow, oh my God, And people they feel they haven't got the resilience to deal with a failure, so they don't play full out. So then it's a perpetual self-worth. The second thing is a sense of what is possible. They don't believe it's possible. In the outside, we forget about it. They don't believe the thing is possible. It's always someone else. It's always something else. Like for me, like Suraj and Dikesh recently appeared in Men's Health, right? It's like unreal. Like if you said 3 years ago to be Men's Health, what are you talking about? Now, to the point where I thought, oh, bloody hell, if my photos, could I be in? I don't know. And there's like all of a sudden, there's a higher percentage chance. It probably won't be, but the point is, all of a sudden,
I'll hook you up if it's good.
So do I. But the point is, all of a sudden, it's like, wow, that's even a possibility through a conversation. To even talk about Men's Health a year ago, what are you talking about? So they don't. So what's in the way is even having the conversation of possibility. So at this current state, in their actions, in their being, it's not possible. But they're not willing to even have the conversation to create the environment to create possibility. And the third thing that stops them, they think it's mindset, is they're not surrounded with the right people. They're not surrounded. So they say, so their fear of looking good and not wanting to be ridiculed. So be around people that you don't need to justify yourself. Constantly justify what you're doing, why you're doing it. Surround yourself by saying, whatever you're doing, I'm with you. I've got your back. Good luck. Go to the next one.
Do you face much of the social stigmas or the slack from people?
I used to when I first started. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get a job. Get a normal Asian mindset. Now, I don't think they're there. They're just like, oh, Baiju does this thing, and all of a sudden, it's really weird. Like especially my last book, when that came out, for them, it's a tangible thing. They can see, that looks like they don't. With a client doing the conversation, they can't. It's intangible. Accountant, there's an accountant firm, or you're a doctor, or they can see something. They can't see what I do. So what does Baiju do? He speaks. We all speak, but he gets paid for it. What's going on? He just talks to people. When the book came out, author, credibility. And then this recent thing, also my body transformation. People are like, wow, they can physically see a change, and people are saying. Someone put up this morning on my Facebook, I had some new tattoos done. I can't see it on here, but I had some new tattoos done this week, right? Yeah. This week. All right. And someone put, God, you're going to be a demigod soon. And it's like when I go to clients, right, I'm suited and booted. I've got a t-shirt on, I have my tats out. I'm in a corporate, this afternoon I've got a corporate gig, right? 3 directors, they'll be suited and booted. I'll be in my t-shirt with my tats out, coaching them. On stuff, but no. So I haven't. Maybe they're afraid to say anything. I don't get that much stigma. Not that I notice.
I love it. If you had one piece of advice to give someone to develop a winning mindset, what would you say?
Well, go back to what you said. Decide on your why. They might say, "What if I don't know my why?" Okay. Well, what would you need to do every day? That means you stop complaining, because complaint comes from a sense of lack. I'm complaining because I haven't got this. That person doesn't done that. I haven't got enough money. I wish I had that. You're comparing. So what would today look like if you eliminated complaint? Then you might have to do something. What would you need to do? I'm complaining about my job. Well, what would you do? You either speak to your boss and say, well, we need to change your working conditions, or you leave your job. Or accept for what it is and stop complaining. You stop complaining, your life will improve with nothing else needing to change around you. Then from that place, you're more empowered to make a decision. Do I want to stay in my job? Or do I want to get more healthy? Or how do I earn more money? Who do I need to speak to? You're in a possibility when there's no complaint.
So it switches from a fixed to a growth mindset, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant. So highlight the complaint and then work from there.
Eliminate complaint.
Well, eliminate. Highlight and eliminate.
No, if you write down all your complaints and look at them, so how many of these complaints actually are not really, they're just moans because it makes you feel good to live in a small life? And what would be an abundance life? What excuse you give yourself? I like lying in. I love lying in. However, by lying in, I wouldn't be in a position where in 2 days' time, I'll be proud to do a photo shoot. Right, number 2. I love eating chips. I love chips. Okay, well, you can eat chips and be fat, or you can have this and not complain, be a healthier mindset. Okay. Does it mean you never had chips in your life? No, you just, instead of having it once a week, you have it once a month. Okay. So it's compromise and balance and everything.
Yeah. If you had to look over the last 10 months of your journey, what would be the biggest changes in you?
My mind's fresher. It's just clearer. I've more clarity of decision. I think I talked about this before, and I think you've talked about it as well. It's this thing about decision inertia. Is eliminate decisions. So I no longer have to think about what I need to eat during the day. I don't have to think about, do I go gym or do I not go gym? No, it's a zero compromise. It's in Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, Sunday, I do my weights. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yoga. All right? My steps, whatever it is, 10,000, 20,000. So for me, having that means that actually, where I have to make decisions around client stuff and work stuff, my mind's just fresher, it's freer. And the consequence of losing weight is like, we as humans, no one doesn't like praise. No one doesn't like acknowledgement. The level of acknowledgement I'm getting, both in terms of you're inspiring me because of your journey of losing weight and the fact that you look great, that's like endorphins. It's like flipping hell. So you want more of it. I don't care who you are. So it might be a coincidence, but it's too much coincidence that the impact of my mind, which means that the business decisions are better. It means because I'm more balanced in myself. I'm not. I don't get angst about other failures. So a client didn't come in. Okay, it is. At least I know I got my health and all the rest of it. So yeah,
it's offering a more kind of consistent frequency as opposed to that roller coaster that most people are going through on the day.
Exactly, and it's like I do believe in the universal attraction. Is if you become attractive in yourself, you feel good about yourself, you attract people of the kind that you want around you. And I'm getting that. You just get that. You think, okay, and people want to be. There's this thing about. It's like you create this RNT thing, right? All of a sudden, people want to be part of the gang. I want to be part of the RNT gang because that gang has a mindset of, we support each other. Mindset of, health is wealth. Mindset of, do you know what? Don't matter where you are. You don't have to be of a certain background. Wherever you are now, we can get you to where you want to be. So all of a sudden, people want to be part of my gang. Oh, the change your game stuff and all the rest of it, because being part of that gang has this sort of community feel, has this sort of support feel. So it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, I love it. How's it impacted your family, or has it impacted your family?
Yeah, well, to the point like my kids, the kids are quite old. I got divorced a couple of years ago, so my cousins and stuff. Again, you get the normal piss take. I'm sure you do. Oh yeah, you're losing a bit of weight, and then they sort of take but there was one family function about 3 weeks ago. They're all there in a group, all my cousins. And then when one of them was on their own, he came up to me and, do you know what, Baiju, really admire you for, but he wouldn't say it in front of everybody else. My kids at the start, they were, there's another one, Dad did juicing before, that didn't last long. He did boot camp, that didn't last long. So my kids said, what, so you're going to eat the same thing for the rest of your life? I said, no, I'm going to do it. So, and then February, March came and they see I was still on it. And they were like, oh, okay. Don't say anything now. And when I said, I'm going to photo shoot and I'm, Kunal told me last week I've get a spray tan. I'm like, yeah, I'm not laughing, yeah? Well, yeah, it needs to get even. I told my kids, they're like, you what? So I think they're secretly very proud, but they won't say nothing.
Are they training themselves? Are they eating well? Or
they're eating better because of my stuff, but the worst thing I can do, just because I've decided to, and then say, right, you got her, because they can say, hang on, for the first 45 years, mate, you were damn McDonald's. What are you talking about? So, everybody's on their own journey. So no, they actually say, oh, that food, when you made that other rice dish, make that chicken dish, whatever. So they do say now there's a new sort of palette of menus that are foods that I create for them, which they like as well. So yeah.
What's your specialty dish then?
So I make, chicken biryani, you've seen. My stir fries are fantastic. Fajita stir fries, chicken biryani. I made a new chicken curry, which is more healthy. I've created this chicken buffalo wings, which is fantastic. It's with honey and barbecue, but I've found this barbecue sauce. It's really low cal or something. So that's that. I make this linguine, lemon linguine. Again, it's just under 350 calories. It's fantastic chicken linguine. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
Makes the process a ton easier, right? When you can cook.
Yeah. I look forward to it. And it is, for me, it's a bit of, I love there's this app called Tasty. I don't know if you've seen it, right? So go Tasty. It's sort of little videos of the thing. They show you the actual, how they make the food. And it's got nutritional information. It shows you, if you use these ingredients per portion, this is the macros, That's the other thing I didn't understand. You know, I thought calories, and I hated the fact when people looked at calories, right? And then after the education from you guys, it's not just about the calories, it's like the macros, like the protein, the fats, and the carbs. And one of the biggest learnings for me is actually it's okay to have carbs. Just, you know, you don't have to have just sweet potato. You can have potatoes, but as long as you have the proportion. You can have white rice. You can have white bread. I don't have white bread, but the point is, and people say, so have you stopped eating bread? I said, no. I just have one toast instead of two. You know, have you stopped eating white rice? No, just don't have 100 grams or 30 grams. Oh, aren't you hungry? I said, then you find out. One thing I found about myself, and probably true for others, is that probably 50-60% of why I eat was not because of alleviating hunger. It was just an emotional joy. It wasn't to solve hunger. Actually, 40% of what I eat solved hunger. The rest of it is just like looking for. I remember at the start of this journey, I love Sunday afternoon. If I'm in the house, I love just walking around watching like Sky Sports when they're having crisps, right, and popcorn, and just walking. And I look forward to that. And then when this started, I look for Sunday. Oh no, I can't have that. Oh, what do I do? And then what I did was I did my long walks on that day. So I'm near a seafront. Southern seafront. So it was great. So most of my journey the last 10 months has been in good weather. So I go down the seafront and I do my 2.5 hours on the seafront, which is great. So like people say, you know, how do you do it? Well, you make yourself busy doing something else. So I didn't miss my sort of afternoon Sundays having crisps and, you know, running around the house and stuff, because I found something else to occupy that. And by the time I came back, I was knackered. Then I cooked for whatever I cooked in the evening.
Amazing. So you got 3 days till the shoot. This will be released after your shoot, and we're going to release it on your birthday. What is next for Baiju then on the journey?
Well, like, you know, I was looking at your thing about, you know, what's the stages? I'm on fat loss stage, and then you got consolidation
coming up.
Yeah, so in my head, I'm thinking, I'll stop it now because I know the sort of routine. I thought, no, hang on. I never want to go back to, you know, I think my fighting weight, you might be wrong, I reckon around 70 kilos, 72 maybe. That'll be sort of a good, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. So I'm thinking, no, I want to actually build more muscle. I want to get a bit more fitter. I'm not interested in, again, I say I don't want to do any shows or anything, but I would like to be, again, only yesterday I thought this. So what would I'd love to do maybe a shoot at the start of next summer. So what that could look like, maybe sort of next May time. So ease off a little bit, but the consolidation, I'm going again away in December to a yoga meditation retreat in India. So we'll wait for 3 weeks. So, but I don't want to come back there putting on 5, 6, 7, 8 kilos. I'm very conscious about that because I do feel great. I love the lifestyle. My wardrobe has changed. Literally, I went to buy a new suit, right? Because all my suits are like flipping tents around me, right? About 3 weeks ago, I thought, I'm going to buy a suit. So I went to Hugo Boss straight there. And then they're obviously quite clever in there. They look at me and they went 36, 38. I said, I thought he was looking at my trouser waist. I thought, have a word with yourself. Because I'm about 32. He goes, no, look at your jacket. I went, what? Yeah, I reckon you're 38 jacket. I said, you're joking? No, it's my son's size. Because yeah, so I thought, wow, so I went to 42, 44 jacket I was, down to 38, and my trousers are 30.
Brilliant.
Unreal. So the next stage is like, whatever consolidation, and just like, I want to sustain it, regroup, maybe sit down with you guys and say, okay, what's, there was a couple of meals I'm looking forward to, which I'm going to have next week, but then I don't want to, in my head, the biggest thing for me is I'm not going to stop the training. The training, that's not even an issue for me. I look forward to it. What for me is making sure I keep to the food. And if I do have a little bit of binges, it's not stupid. It's just like very occasional and controlled.
You've got to be self-aware at this point, very conscious, very mindful around your eating behaviors. Because now you have that photo shoot there, it's now lifestyle. It's trying to build it into a lifestyle, make it maintainable, sustainable going forwards.
And that's one thing why I came with you guys, because speaking to Suraj and Dylan and Ash and looking at some of the other stories, case studies, I didn't want to do a diet. I attempted keto last year for a couple of months, just didn't work for me. And all this carb and eliminating and slim. I didn't want. So I want to do something that I can have. If I want to have fish and chips once a month, I can, and it's not going to be a disaster. If I want to go out and not be worried about having what I can, but 90% of my lifestyle is fine. It's conscious eating, but 10% or 20% is I'm okay. And so that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, because I know that I'm getting to a point whereby I know what to do to sustain it. But yeah, I don't want to go back.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's building that lifestyle solution.
Mm.
So for anyone who's about to start their journey or is in the early phases of their journey, give them one tip to help them succeed.
I would say, listen to your coach. Don't think about it. Don't argue back, and just get on with it. And when you come across, I don't want to do it, stop complaining. So choose to say, for the first 8 weeks, whatever's going on, I will do it. So if you're doing the training and you only not do the training if you've got an injury, speak to your coach. With the food thing, just get on with it, right? There's no free lunch in this world. You've got to give up something, but you will get to a point where you know what to eat. And what my thing is I had to look forward to the evening meal. So find a way that works for you. Don't give an excuse to your coach that says, I'm too busy, I've got kids, I've got this. All those things are still real without you wanting to do this, but you've chosen to do this, not because it was easy, everybody would do it. And you need a structure. Listen to your coach, trust the process. Trust the process. It works. If you think no better, don't do the program. But don't do the program on your terms. Do it, and that's what I talk about in my book. There are universal laws in the world. Don't try and say, well, in my world, I do it this way. Yeah, we'll jog on. Right? If your world worked, then, why aren't everybody doing that? So there's a system in place. They found a system. Just look at the evidence. Just follow the system.
Amazing. Where can people find you and more about the book? They want to grab a copy.
I'm very fortunate that I've got a unique name. And if you Google me, I'm all over the shop, right? So if you Google Baiju Solanki, you'll get there. But if you type changeyourgamebook.com, you'll find me there. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'm everywhere. So they can't not find me if you Google my name. And I'm very fortunate. I'm verified by Google.
Oh, right.
And that happened the time when I played. So I was in India last semester, and Google emailed me saying, look, we can verify you. And it's based on when they searched my name, there was enough content to justify that. So literally, if you Google my name, first 10 pages of Google was just me, my stuff.
Wow.
Content stuff.
What does verification mean on there?
It's like same as the blue tick on Twitter.
Okay.
It's the same as that. It means that you are the real thing, and you are. So I'm verified as an author, speaker, whatever on Google. And I've got to change that picture because that picture is probably the whole picture.
Change that picture.
Yeah. Well, we had a new shoot done last week. We're just getting the photos done. So those photos, and then
that's definitely not the real Baiju. That's not the verified Baiju. You got to wait for it.
I know. I got thing is right. But then some of those photos I can never take away. I've just got to make sure I update my current social media stuff and my own website stuff and everything to update it. But yeah. So if you just Google my name, and I'm all over social media, and yeah, I'm quite active in the RNT group as well.
Amazing. So if you're looking to change your game and you want to get inspired, then Google Baiju Solanki for the real thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I don't take no bullshit either. So if you, I don't suffer fools as well. If you want real change outside of fitness stuff, then yeah, let's have a chat.
Amazing. Thanks so much for coming on, Baiju.
No problem.
Thank you so much for being here today on this episode of RNT Fitness Radio. I'd love for you to do a quick little favor for us. Please head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating, leave a comment, and share it with your family and friends. If you're interested in learning more about how to transform your body and positively change your life, go to www.rntfitness.com and explore all our free content on offer. Thank you.